friends, it's Elizabeth Morse from Simply Out of the Box, and today we're going to work on a little project that has to do with food and eating healthy. We are going to make tiny greenhouses and do something called winter sowing. We're going to be sowing seeds, not sewing in the sense of like sewing fabric, but I'm going to show you how to make a tiny greenhouse out of something that you probably have at your house all the time. And this is actually going to be part of a bigger project that we're going to work on. We're going to start seeds, and then we're going to have some cool little veggie plants that we can put into a grow bucket, which is going to allow you to have a little portable garden to have some veggies and fresh things at your house this spring. So first of all, sorry, this is noisy. I like to use milk jugs, and there are a couple reasons why. You could definitely use empty kitty litter containers, the plastic ones. You could use the plastic clamshells that have a black base, sometimes in a clear top at the grocery store, or even the clamshells that like berries come in. But I like these because number one, I almost always have one hanging around or getting ready to be empty, and you can just rinse them out. And then what I do is I take my scissors, and you can see I just make a few little indents, snip through the bottom. So you can see I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 little slits for drainage. And then what I do is I love the handle on these because it's going to actually make it easy to cart around and carry, and also it turns into a little hinge. So you're going to just take your scissors after you made the drainage holes, put them here, and you're going to cut all the way around. But you can see what I did. I left this little piece intact here, and that makes it like a hinge. So then what we're going to do is, and I'm going to show you this and demonstrate it in just a second. I'm going to grab some soil, but I thought I'd explain first what we're going to do, and that might make it a little more sensical. So we're going to take this bottom part, and we're going to put 3 to 4 inches of potting soil, and you can get that anywhere. I typically get a big bag because I do a bunch of these. I have a big garden outside, and I don't like to go to the store and buy plants because they get expensive. I like to start them, but I really don't like to start them inside so much because first of all, I have cats and they destroy them. Second of all, I forget to water them. This is a super easy, like foolproof method. So we're going to put 3 to 4 inches of seeds. Then I'm going to 3 to 4 inches of soil. Then we're going to plant some seeds in here. Then we're going to put this back together like so. And we're going to just put a big piece of tape around here. I'm going to use a clear tape today so you guys can see what I'm doing. But typically I just use good old duct tape. And then what happens is we're going to have a little tiny biome. And we're going to set this outside. We're going to leave the lid off. And what happens is it's all sealed up, and the seeds go through a similar experience that they would go through if they were just out in nature. Rain, snow, that goes in. This gets nice and warm. The seeds grow. And then when your plants get to about the top of the tube, or the bottom where the tube starts here, they'll grow up. You open it up, and you're going to pull the plants apart, and then you can plant them in your grow bucket. It's very cool. Excuse me. And I actually pulled out some tomato seeds. I have like all these storage containers, and I think what I'm going to do is this guy. Excuse me. It's called a big rainbow. So I'm going to come right back when I have the soil in and show you what that looks like. Okay, guys, I'm back. You can see here that I've got this bottom part of the container with some soil, and some people will take their seeds and scatter them like this so that they're all over the top. I find that wastes not only the seeds because too many grow and you have to pull them apart, but I feel like if you take a pen and make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there we go, 5 around in a circle, and then 1 in the middle, you get 6 little plants. And then the other thing is when the plants are big, there's enough space between them that they're really easy to pull apart without damaging the roots. So again, I'm going to use this big rainbow tomato. It's just one that I happen to like. And I'm going to pull some seeds out here and put 1 in each of the holes. You could put 2 if you want. Sometimes it's nice to, in case you have a dud, to plant a few extra. And then that's really it. I will spritz this with a little, well, you know, it doesn't even matter. You can start with some soil that's damp. You can, it's been pretty rainy here. I'm in Indiana. And remember, this top is going to be open to the elements. So you can water them in. To be honest with you, it doesn't really matter. So I'm going to secure this. You can see I'm just going to kind of put it back together. And then I've got some tape here. And what I'm going to do is, hopefully, try to find the end of it. Goodness. And go around, and we're going to tape up the edges. Give me just 1 second here. Okay, so you can see there's just a piece of tape. And again, normally I like to use duct tape because I think that does a little better job, but I wanted you to be able to see basically what I was doing. And that is putting this back together, taping it, creating a little tiny greenhouse. Then you want to definitely take a waterproof marker, and I'm just going to write on here, big rainbow tomato. And then I'm going to do a bunch more of these because I like to start lots of different things. Herbs, flowers, they're all great. And if you don't do this, then all of a sudden you're going to have a bunch of seeds coming up, and you're going to be like, I have all these little plants. I'm not sure what they are. So I definitely recommend doing this. And some people even make a little slip of paper and put it on the inside just so that the elements don't get it. But I think if you use a Sharpie or a waterproof permanent marker, that you'll be good. Anyway, then you're going to set this outside. And I like to set all of mine together in one location, either near the house, a place that does get some sun for sure. But I have dogs, so I like to put them kind of out of the way of the pets, and that way they aren't harmed. And then you're just going to check on them. If you have a really, really dry spell, when the plants start growing, you're going to want to make sure that you definitely give them a little extra water, just like any plant. But really, these are going to do great. They become really, really strong little seedlings because they're growing naturally outside. And then in a few weeks, what we're going to do is we're going to transition to that bucket project I was telling you about. You could certainly plant these in your yard, but the buckets are really fun. They're called grow buckets, and we'll have one, probably a tomato, a pepper, and maybe some herbs. Anyway, we're going to do like 3-ish, maybe 4 plants, and then you're going to have this little cool portable garden. But this is a really fun project to do with the kids. It's not rocket science, and I think you're going to really have some fun with it. So give it a try. Let me know how it goes, and I'll check in and show you how my plants are doing here in a few weeks. See y'all soon.